guys, it's Ashley, a Scrappy Nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon, and it's where a bunch of crafty peeps and I get together and we scraplift an amazing layout from an amazing creator. And today we are actually scrapbooking me because we scrapbook one of our own for their birthday month. And so this is my birthday month, and so this is the layout that they chose to scrapbook of mine, and you saw it at the top of the video. And it's a fun layout. It's very bright and colorful. And I did strips of different pattern papers, and I think there's only 3 strips. And this one I'll actually change it up a little bit, but you'll see that it came from my inspiration. And what I wanted to do was I pulled in my Mind's Eye Cozy Christmas collection, and I have the papers and the 6x6 paper pad, the chipboard like buttons, and then some of the ephemera bits. And so I pulled those in, but I also had pulled in my Sizzix die of the Santa. And so that's what I'm doing here is I am paper piecing my Santa together. And so all I do is I cut the die out in several different colors, and this die actually cuts the whole Santa. And so all I do is I will cut the die in every color that I want to use when I go to paper pierce. And so here's where I wanted to show you how I paper pierce my Santas together. And so I just pull in the picture there just as a reference, and then you can see in the bowl I have all of the different colored Santas there that I cut out. And I wanted to make this Santa not like a traditional one where it's just the red suit, and so I used the 6x6 paper pad and I pulled in this kind of green, it says like celebrate, naughty, nice, Merry Christmas, like for his jacket. And then I am cutting along the lines because the die will imprint kind of where all of the pieces will fit together. So I just use those and I cut those from those lines, and then I will then glue it all together. And you'll see here a bunch of the different patterns or the different papers that I will use to kind of bring this guy together. And then I did pull in my Nuvo drops, and they were in Magnolia Bloom, so it's kind of like an off-white, and I'm going to use that for the beard, mustache, and his eyebrows, and I will just kind of fill that in so that it adds some texture to those. And because the mustache is close to the beard, I will pop the mustache up on some foam dots just to add that dimension. And as you can tell, it's Monday, and so I am late with my layout, and I would like to say that it's my birthday layout, and so I can be late if I want to, but usually that's not the case. And lately I have been just in a creative funk. Like, I haven't been able to get out of this this block that I've had. And as you know, I lost my puppy dogs, and I appreciate all of your guys's wonderful comments. And I don't want to turn into the whiny scrappy nerd, but I feel like because I scrapbook my puppy dog so much that's probably why I had my creative block. So I decided to redo my whole craft room. I went through and I purged things, and it was kind of just like a cleansing moment. And then my local scrapbook store had a yard sale, and so that you could put stuff in, and then you just had to work a couple hours on one of the days they had them. And so when I was there on one of my days and just getting to talk to all of the crafting community, it kind of just made me feel a little better. So I think that I'm coming out of my funk, and I appreciate, again, all of the sweet comments that you guys have left, and then all of my subscribers that are just hanging in with me, and of course all of my Scraplift Crafternoon ladies that just put up with my flakiness lately in my craft block. I don't want to leave this group of ladies. I enjoy the Scraplift Crafternoon every Sunday. I enjoy scraplifting some of these amazing layouts from everyone. And so anyways, I think that I just had to be reinvigorated, maybe is the word, I'm not sure. But so my room is all reorganized. I got to hang out with a lot of crafty people and enjoy our community. Our community is so sweet, and they're all so just cheerful, and we just enjoy this paper crafting hobby, and we support each other, and I think it's just amazing. So anyways, like I said, I don't want to become the whiny scrappy nerd. So you could see that I got all my paper piercing for my Santa. And like I said, I used my Nuvo drops for his beard. So I set him aside so that he could dry. And I pulled in this red polka dot as my main background paper. And I am using some Lindy's Starburst spray. And it's funny because I will put it all over this layout and then I will cover it up and you will barely see it. But that is how it usually goes, because I never have a plan. Like, I have an idea of how I want to do a layout. It's even when I'm scraplifting, I have an idea of how it's going to go, and then it always shifts. And when you're in the crafting mojo, it just kind of takes over, and that's the fun of it. And that's why I love this this particular hop so much, is that we all scraplift the same person, but the layouts turn out so completely different. And I mean, if you can see the inspirations, but it's still like they're completely different. Even if you scraplift like exactly the layout, it's still different because everyone has their styles, and you just get in the mode of doing things. And so instead of doing different patterned papers for my strips, I'm going to use this like type strip, and it's all Christmas words, and I don't even know, it's telling a story, and I think it's the night before Christmas, I think, is the story. But I'm going to use 4 strips, and I cut them apart, and I'm also going to do it horizontal instead of vertical this time. And then my diagonal with all of my ephemera and my pictures are going to go the opposite direction. But, and surprise, I am scrapbooking Yoda, and he is our handsome boy here. And this is his Christmas photo, and he's wearing his little Christmas tie. And so this is just a fun photo to scrapbook of him. And like I said, I'm always scrapbooking my fur babies. And so I wanted to have multiple layers for the photo mat, and since I made my Santa not the traditional and the background is red, I wanted to make sure that my photo mats had some green in it, because my Santa has the green suit. And so I did the kind of herringbone pattern with some red sparkle in it, and then I did the green polka dot as another layout. And here's my Santa that you can see him all paper pierced together, and his little beard with the Nuvo drops I think turned out really good. And so I wanted to put him in the bottom left of the photo. And my mind's eye, this is a really cute collection. And then, like I just said, I was at a yard sale, and so I bought this collection and from somebody that had put it in there. And so there's still a lot in that's left, and I really like how it's kind of that, it's not so bright. I don't know that it's a vintage feel to it, but it just kind of has that muted look to it. And so I really enjoyed this collection. And I had also pulled in at the beginning some of these leaf die cuts that I had. And I just have like a bowl on my desk here of just leftover die cuts that I didn't use all of them or something. And so these leaves were in there. And so I will kind of sprinkle a couple around the Santa, and then I'm creating a cluster up at the top with the floral bit from the collection, and I'll just kind of stick some of those leaves behind there. And I put a banner at the bottom that says celebrate. There's a banner in the collection, and then I also had a banner in the original layout. And I created a little cluster of presents at the bottom, and I did pop the very front one up just so that it had some dimension to it. And I pulled in this little flag that says joy, and I put love it, because I just love that they let me dress them up, and it's because I will then give them a treat, and so that he's just waiting patiently for his treat. At the bottom I put in the word tradition, because I will always dress them up. We recently, before we lost our last girl, we got a puppy that we rescued, that was found. And so, I'm training her now that she will be dressing up. So she's just in time for all the holidays. We just had our Halloween party and she had a Halloween costume. And so she's going to get used to living here in the Michael household that we dress them up for holidays. But Yoda here is a pro at it. He's 11 now. So he knows if he just sits and lets mom take a picture of him in his Christmas tie there, he'll get a treat. So that's why I was like, well, this word tradition is definitely have to go on his layout. But I got all the ephemera bits around in the clusters I created, and that's going to do it. It's a very fun, simple layout. Again, thank you to everyone who's liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the buttons below. Make sure you check out the playlist for all of my crafty ladies who are scraplifting me today for my birthday layout. Thank you to all of them and all of their kind words, and thank you to everyone, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye!